Okay, so I hope you guys can hear us. Just let me test. If you can speak, Valdemar, just to make sure they can hear the
Hello,
Discord.
hello.
Just a second. So, I guess it's live now. Let me check.
Yeah, it looks like it's live.
Okay, great. Can you hear us?
I can hear myself, definitely. I'm not sure if I can hear you.
Yeah, then if you can hear
Yeah, I
yourself,
can.
then you can hear me as well. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now, I guess it's all fine. So, Valdemar, thanks a lot for joining us
Yep.
for this series. It would be one of many, and as you know, we are having the tournament next Friday. Thank you, and for the guys for joining us as well.
Yeah, for sure,
So,
for sure.
so that's why I was hoping you would give us some heads up about Sengoku. I can see that it has one of the highest rates in winning rates in most of the maps. So as you know, we are not all pro players who can deal with attacks or with different things. So I wonder how can you update us or give us some info. I have seen your build order. It's very nice. I have seen your match in Wolululu against Scarlet. It was very nice as well. So I'm looking forward more info about it. Let's start from I guess scratch or something about Sengoku. How can
Yep.
it helps the guys? How can things go well? So the mic is yours if you can share your screen. I guess we are talking about the attacks. So how can we do Dark Age attack? How can we do feudal when we go all
Well,
in?
I think we should start maybe first about talking about what the Civ wants to do in the game. Go
Yeah,
through the different
please.
ages, what unicomps are good, and just kind of what the Civ aims for in a game instead of just saying, this is what you do in Dark Age, this is what you do in Feudal first, because it needs to make sense in maybe like a bigger context, I would say.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Then we can have.
So let me share my screen. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
you can see it. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll go ahead for the Discord. Just a second. Yes, I guess
Are you there?
yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have shared the Discord.
Hello?
Hello, yes, can you hear me? Okay, just a second. I don't know what happened, so let me.
Maybe your mic went to a different thing when you switched screens? I still can't hear you. I'm not sure what happened.
Here.
And hello?
So
I think I hear you
can
now.
you hear me better now? Is it working
I can
fine,
hear you now.
better? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Just you can go ahead and share your screen again, please. And let's start.
Yeah, I'm still sharing my screen. I'll restart it for you.
Yeah, it's starting now. Loading. Watch stream, yes.
You need to click watch stream, yes.
I hope it's we want it full screen. And pop it out. And go full screen for it. Okay. I guess it's fine. You are good to go now.
Let me see if I can help you there.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's go. I wanted to talk about the civ in general first, what it wants to do in the different ages, and then kind of move into how you play the civilization, and you just ask whatever questions, and you can sort of take in the direction that you want after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I thought we should talk a little bit about why Sengoku is so strong. It's quite simple. It's their economy. There's a plenty of other things to the civilization that makes it really strong. But the main thing is its economy, and it's really tied into many of the bonuses that it shares with Japan, for example. It has some unique upgrades that makes berries very, very powerful. Because berries are usually seen as a very low quality food source, all of a sudden that food source becomes very high quality when you research Tawara, Takasaiku, Fudasashi, all the 3 wheelbarrow upgrades. They increase your gather rate from berry bushes by 25% each. And so all of a sudden, by just getting the first wheelbarrow technology here in Dark Age, all of a sudden your berries are as good as gathering from the deer packs. Furthermore, your deers, when you go to gather a deer pack, you already have survival techniques as well. So that's an automatic upgrade. You don't need to research. So your food economy when you're eating the map is very, very powerful compared to a lot of other civs, and your villagers are in general very effective. Then we also have something like the Matsuri. The Matsuri is basically a universal drop-off. That means you can drop off lumber, food, stone, gold at it. Typically, it's put on the wood line. Some people also put it on the gold and wood if they can do it, or more resources, kind of like Achery would put a chapel down. It's really, really good because over time, it increases its gather rate based off of these yatais. Yatais you send out on the map, you get deer, berries, boar under it, and then it's going to send back food carts while also gathering food for you over time. So it increases your gather rates with the Matsuri and in a circle around the Matsuri on existing villages that are already very good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, but regarding the yatai, there are a lot of different opinions. Some go rushing them quickly as soon as possible, so they just put villagers to wood, and then start releasing them. Others would go to gold and then buy the yatai via the gold. So, is there any significant advantage of one way over the other, or it's related to the game, related to the opponent? Is it, for example, against French, they will always rush at 4.5 minute or something?
Typical French builders are typically up around 415, 420-ish. And then the knights are out 29 seconds later, and then probably like another 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then they're at your base. Yes, that means the knights are there just after 5 minutes, and you need to have a couple of spears out. The significance of opening with the fast yatai build, where you gather gold and buy wood to get the yatais out, is a matter of 30 seconds. So that build is very, very good for getting 2 yatais out very quickly. But the problem with that build order is you will have your Matsuri out on a gold vein, and because it's on a gold vein, touching that gold vein, it can be burnt. So if you're up against somebody who's going to go for a Dark Age rush, you now have to make a tower. And that's an additional investment, which is very expensive. And that's why you see 2 ways of playing it. That way and the other way, which is to put the Matsuri on the wood line. Putting it on the wood line means it cannot be burnt in the Dark Age. It also means that you can, over time, go back again. It's going to be central in your base. And if you want to go out on gold, and then they Dark Age rush you, you won't lose your Matsuri. If you then can't gather gold, you can just sell wood to get to feudal and make archers. So I like the latter one, the one where you put the Matsuri on the wood line. The one where you put it on the gold can also be very efficient. I don't think one is better than the other necessarily. It's more a personal choice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, go ahead, continue, please.
So that's really like the gist of the bonuses of the food economy of Sengoku Daimyo. There's more to it, but those are more like smaller details, like getting a little bit extra stone, which allows you to upgrade towers. You can also go on the boar with only a few villagers because the boar is pacified by yatais. So when you do use all of these small bonuses together, it creates a really, really nice, smooth economy where you can quickly, flexibly switch into towers and upgrade them without having to gather stone, for example, because you have this extra 20% gather rate on stone. So it's really cool. Then there's the landmarks. Typically,
I have one,
yeah, go ahead.
one question. When you are saying that the yatai would just passive the boar, it means the boar won't attack you at this time when the yatai is near?
So the yatai pacifies the boar, yes. So it means that you can attack it with one villager and the villager won't get damaged. It's just going to stand there and take it.
So you don't need 8 villagers as other civs. Great. Go
No,
ahead,
you can
please.
just send one out, maybe like a few more. You should probably have like 5 there so you can put them all in the tower. And then after that, you're probably in a good spot.
Okay, clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the civilization, I think the most powerful part about it, if we are to skip past feudal and castle age, the end point, what you want to get in with Sengoku Daimyo in general, in terms of victory conditions, etc. A lot of the times you'll win games in feudal or in castle age because you have a good economy and you can make some good unique units. But the real victory condition, a lot of the times, is in the sword hunt statue. It's an H4 landmark that basically gives you really, really fast attack speed on all your units. And your goal is to have a lot of mounted samurai with the daimyos, which are a unique unit that you get out of these estates. This will then give you attack speed on your knights and make them attack like one attack per second or something crazy like that. And it makes the Sengoku Daimyo one of the most powerful civilizations in the endgame because you can just have knights. These mounted samurai will just kill everything because they're so much more effective than anything else you can make in the game. So if you get the sword hunt statue, it's really hard to lose.
Yeah, so is this an advantage just to go quick Imperial or something? Or it's better to go through the edges as according to the what's going on in the map or what's going on in the game?
You should always go
sometimes
through the game
English does
naturally.
this. They go quick Imperial edge and then they start booming.
Yeah, so they usually go to town center and then they boom, right? And they're in Imperial at like 18 minutes, 20 minutes. And that's with a really powerful economy. What Sengoku is really good at doing there is playing the tech advantage, playing to having a lot of mounted samurai and running around the English army, for example. English will typically use a lot of infantry, like spears and crossbows, but you have mounted samurai. Mounted samurai are very powerful because they have speed. So they run around the opponent's base very easily. They run around the army and they take the fights that they want to take. So you don't have to fight his army all the time. You can always run around it. Yeah. So
clear.
the civilization in feudal age is pretty simple. It has horseman, spear, archer, but again, it's a lot better for the civilization because the archers are cheaper, right? You have the Yumi archers. They only cost 65 resources. Then you also have horsemen, which are really good at dealing with other cavalry units. And then you have your spearmen and stuff, which is just standard. There's not really a lot more to that.
The Yari cavalry is good against camels, or they are facing the same destiny as other cavalry?
It depends on the camel you're up against. If you're up against a ranged camel, it's extremely strong. It's part and parcel why the Sengoku Daimyo can just kill Ayubits super, super easily. It's because the Ayubits are likely to go Desert Raiders. If they go Desert Raiders, then they just lose to the horsemen of Sengoku.
So I guess this applies also to the Russian horse archers and the Japanese horse archers as well?
Yes, and it's also rectified by the fact that you have faster cavalry in general. So usually horsemen move at 1.88 and knights at 1.62. But now your knights are faster than your enemy knights. Your horsemen are faster than enemy horsemen. And horse archers, I believe, move at the same movement speed as knights. So your knights can just catch up to the enemy horse archers and kill them with ranged armor. So this technology is very good.
That's very good actually. So this also applies to all type of cavalry, whether they are archer cavalry or just melee ones or sword ones.
Yes, for Sengoku Daimyo. They're only really going to have the Daimyo unique unit that gives attack speed. And then they're going to have Yari Cavalry and Mounted Samurai typically.
Yeah, I guess
with this civilization,
we need
you will play
dive deep
typically with
in the
Mounted
clans
Samurai
as well,
and Yumi.
Yeah, we have 3 for melee, for archers, and for horses or cavalry. So we need to know which ones are the best in the game. What are you pro player guys are picking normally? So for example, the Levi units are only via the Huju, but I didn't see any Levi units in the tournaments you are playing or something.
To get to the levies, I believe you have to get 3 levels of estates first. When you get 3 levels of estates, that's very expensive to get into. It's a lot of resources because they increased in cost every time. To get to the point where you get levies, at that point you already have such a good economy that it doesn't really matter too much. It's nice, but it's not that big of a deal. So you're not building estates because of levies. You're building estates because of upgrades and to get your daimyos. So you got the daimyos, and then you've got some unique upgrades. I want to first say you can play the Oju clan, that's the melee infantry clan, but I don't think it's that interesting. Yes, you get more worker damage from spearmen, and you get your melee samurai, your men-at-arms, to fire an arrow sometimes, and then you get a little bit more ranged armor on your samurai. Those things don't matter in the current meta. In another meta where infantry is very strong, we can talk about this being more powerful. Say that we had a lot of infantry, you play with a lot of men-at-arms, yes, then I can see this being very, very powerful. But currently we are in a cavalry meta, and that's also why we always want to go for Takeda clan, unless we need to make archers. That's my rule of thumb. I like to say I always go for Takeda clan with cavalry, and if I need to make archers, then I go Oda clan instead to get my +1 on Yumi. Yumi, remember, have 1 less ranged attack. So in order to get a ranged attack, you need to get this upgrade. It's quite expensive, but you need to get it. Otherwise, they don't do anything.
Or we can mix like 2 Takeda clan Daimyo states and 1 Oda if we're going Imperial. So we can do this as well. We don't need to go all 3 in 1 clan, right?
You can make
it's better
5
to
in total, right?
All 3 states in 1 clan.
So you can build 5 estates in total. I like to build 3 in total of Takeda and 2 of Oda. Because Ozutsu, they don't do anything that bombards won't do or trebuchets won't do. It's kind of a bad unit. So you just play gunners, archers, and mounted samurai typically. You can also go for
that's
spears.
very good info. Okay, thank you. You can continue, please.
So that's really the tech tree. There's more to it, of course, like getting the correct landmarks. Let's go through that first. So I like to play Koka Township whenever I'm not playing Fast Castle. If I'm playing Fast Castle, Ryokon is really good, because if I'm playing Fast Castle, then I'm typically up against 2 town center. And you have to remember, Sengoku is one of the only civs that can't heal itself. The only way Sengoku can get healing on their units is with this landmark here that gives you 4 HP every 5 seconds. It's almost like chivalry. So it's a really good buff. You have to remember to get your units through its aura though, otherwise it won't apply. So Ryokon is really good if you want a Fast Castle. If you want to play Feudal or Fast Castle, you can also go Koka Township. But in any matchup, say you're playing against Delhi, I would always go Koka Township instead. Because the shinobis are very, very good for countering raids and for taking good fights in the feudal age, and you can also see what your opponent's doing and where they're at with their spy ability.
So against French, you would go Ryukhan, not Koka Township, for example. Against Macedonian dynasty as well.
No. Against those civs, you have to play feudal most of the time. But if you're up against a civ that goes 2 town center, like OTD, Abbasid, English, it can be a good idea to go Ryokhan. Because you're fast castling into Mounted Samurai typically and playing the sacred sites. and then eventually going into Swordhunt statue, like we talked about.
Yeah, clear. So against feudal age rushes like French, Jeanne d'Arc, Macedonians, it's better to go like Kuka. Otherwise, fast castle we go Ryukan.
When you go fast castle, you go Ryukan, exactly. And when you play the feudal metagame, which is we both make units and we take map control and we want to get our deers, our berries, our boar, then we always play Kuka Township. Again, that might change in the future. Something else might become meta. But right now, it seems to me at least, this is the best way to play it.
Yeah,
in
clear.
H3,
Go ahead, please.
In H3, you're typically going to play Sake Brewery. It gives you 5 of these mats, and these mats around the Sake Brewery can be worked by a villager, and it gives you really fast gold income. Have that also be inside of the Matsuri. Remember, that's your little buff thing here that works as a chapel. If you've played H3.
Yeah, the market here, the one created in the early game.
Yeah, get that in the vicinity of the market, and you will gather even faster. Temple of Equality is also nice, but it is only niche usage. I would probably not go for this as a general rule of thumb, but you can definitely still use it in some situations, like if you were fast castling and you want to get the sacred sites very quickly, like against 2 town center. And then for H4
okay, so
landmarks,
against 2 town centers, it's preferred to go Ryukan and then Temple of Equality, just for fast castle ages.
You don't have to go Temple of Equality. You can also go Sake Brewery. Sake Brewery is objectively a better landmark, but if you want to get faster sacred sites, Temple of Equality is really good for that. Because you don't have to invest into a monastery. It is a monastery. It can make monks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
So if you're playing, when you're playing it at a high level, a matter of a minute or 2 in a sacred site timer can be the difference between winning or losing the game. So Temple of Equality fast castle will give you faster sacred sites. That's sometimes what you need. But if you just want raw economy, just the better numbers, then Sake Brewery is definitely good to go as well. Okay. The last landmarks are, of course, Swordhunt Statue and Castle of the Crow. Right now, you should never go Castle of the Crow. You should always go Swordhunt Statue. Castle of the Crow just makes you able to build more castles, right? Your castles are very expensive. The castles cost 900 stone and 300 wood. That's 300 wood more than a normal castle. And they don't really do too much. I mean, they have a rocket emplacement, but it's not really that good. So that's kind of nice, I guess. Also, your siege units around the castle gets 10% damage and 1 more range. But that's just not how we're playing the game at the moment. We're always playing it with a lot of cavalry, and we just want the best cavalry that we can get, which the Swordhunt statue will offer us. So yeah, that is like a good overview of Sengoku and what you should be doing in different situations. I recommend always playing the age that you're in. So if you're playing feudal age and your opponent's making a lot of units, say you're against French, just make a lot of spears and a lot of Yari cavalry until you've kind of established enough control so that you can go into H3 and make mounted samurai. If you're against a player instead who goes for something like 2 town center, then you should just fast castle. If you're against a player who goes spear rush, see, or if they're fast castling, see if you can't make units and do some damage before you do something else. Try to get control early, get the map control as well. And that's how I think about Sengoku at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Did you want me to show a build order now? I can't hear you if you're talking.
Hello, can you hear me now? I guess I lost.
Yes. Yes, I hear you now. So did you want me to show the build order? Or did you want to get straight into playing against Sengoku? Or what do you think? Still can't hear you.
This is again. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry for this. Bluetooth keeps connecting to another laptop. Okay, so if you can show us a quick build order where you're building the units and the buildings and the ranges that they can be added or built together to have the best buffing. It would be nice. I have seen you in your guide, but a quick one can help us as well. And then we can have a quick match together after that.
Okay, I'll show you how to build your base. So it's kind of like Japan. You need to allocate and... Go ahead.
Go ahead. By the way, why are you going to Japanese or Chinese names these days? Is there any specific reason, or just they're fun?
Just for fun, really. Inside jokes, and it's all accounts. So this is, you have typically like some different accounts when you play, try to play professionally. So you have your main account, which is your tournament account. Some people also play ladder games there, but normally you just have one account, your main account, to play tournament games on, and then you have a second and third account maybe to practice on. So I see a lot of people who have one account for tournaments, one account for ladder practice, and one account for custom game practice.
Yeah, to not affect your elo or something, or your ranks.
Or not to show your opponent in your next tournament what you're going to do.
That's another reason.
That is the main reason. Because if you show your opponent, and they can just go to your profile and see what you're playing at the moment, then they can analyze those games, and then you're in a worse position because they know what you're going to do most likely. Most people don't play that differently in their practice versus their ladder, and so you can just analyze those things.
Yeah,
so that's why we hide it.
So one quick question I have also. Oh, okay, you go start it and then we can go.
You can just talk. I'm just going to build a base here.
If you can just comment what you're doing. So here you are doing the Matsuri in the wooden line.
Right now I have cheats on, so I can build instantly, and that's because I want to just show you and forgot to put resources. I want to just show you how you should build your base and what's kind of like the most common / effective ways. Oh my god, I forgot to put cheats on. It went off. 1 second.
No, it's okay. So while you're doing this, so is there any specific pattern for scouting? So I see you guys doing circles, for example, or going other than seeing the other scout and go the other side, for example, if you cannot find sheep.
Yeah, there are patterns. There are a lot of things to it. Talking about scouting is very different topic, though. I think we should talk about it later.
Yeah, sure. Maybe in the match.
Sure. Okay, so we got the resources correct now. So basically, when you're playing Sengoku, you want to think about where am I going to build my production? Where am I going to build my economy? So typically, if you open up with the Matsuri where you put it on gold, so you can see kind of how your Matsuri is always going to be outside of the TC range. I like to put the Matsuri on the wood line, and I like to put it 2 tiles out. Then it's always going to be safe, and I can always fit farms in between, and it's going to have a good surface area with the wood. This means it's going to be very, very effective, because there's not a lot of distance here. So there will be 5 villagers on wood, 1 building the Matsuri, and then 6. But that's build order stuff. Then I'm going to have a house over on the berries typically, and when I start eating the berries, I might put another house here. That's going to make it so that there's a very short distance between the villagers and the berries. You can also build a second house here if you're not under attack. The second house is always going to be outside TC range. So you can kind of see we're developing our base this way. We don't really make farms early, but if we were making farms later, we would make it around the Matsuri here. And then we would also place our houses in a way where they can act as mills later on to put farms around. So I might put a house here, and then farms around it in the later stages of the game like this. That will make it so that I always have good gather rate. Okay?
Just a question here, the Yatai, there is an upgrade for the Yatai to be deployed inside your farms. Is this
Mm-hmm.
good, or just go outside for the boar, deer, whatever, berries?
So you always gather the boar, you always gather the deer, and you do that with the yatais, of course. And then when there's no more deer, boar, berries in the map, and all you have is farms, you get this upgrade.
So you don't need to rush it.
No. This is a very expensive upgrade. 300 gold is a lot. Get this upgrade in like Castle or Imperial.
Okay. Because I usually rush it.
Yeah. Not that important, to be honest, because what it does is it gives you 20 more food per minute maximum, whereas normally it's 60. And it's really hard to get that much like resource nodes under your yatais, like enough sheep or boar or whatever. So you can't really even get the efficiency out of it.
Yeah,
so you're really doing it for the farm thing.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of base building, you typically have your landmark go down on the other side. So if you're building Koga Township, I would typically have that here. I would maybe have a mining camp here. And then I know now that I want to build my production here. So all my farms go here, my production go here. Let's build our production. Let's say I'm just going to play with Fast Castle or some sort of cavalry opener where I go cavalry estate first. My estate's going to go here. Then after that, I can build my production buildings here. Let's say I go double stable, double archer range. So now these produce faster, 20%.
Yes.
That's really good because that means that we can stay on fewer production buildings and get a lot of units out for cheap and not have to invest into too much here. So now this is kind of how we're building our base. We might go like this and in general just have like a base that looks like that. And that's our production, and this will be good enough for like the first 15 minutes of the game. Maybe after that you'll need to make some more production buildings, but this is like a good benchmark. You might also get the second estate quite early. You can build that here, or you could build it down here on your gold as well. So you might have a tower and then an estate here, and then you build more production here. That's also a way to do it. The most important thing is that you don't build your production buildings over here. So like this. This will ruin your farms, and that's just not really the way you want to do it.
Great.
So that's really the base building part. You might not have as many houses up here. So when you do go Castle Age, this is also where you would build your sake brewery. Some people can build it a bit further out if they have control. If they don't have control, or they're just under pressure or whatever, a good idea to build it here instead, so the mats spawn correctly and safely inside of the TC range, right?
No.
So that's kind of how you want to build this.
So this will increase the gathering rate from these mats.
Yes, the Matsuri will.
Okay. So we are having gold and farms later on around it.
Yeah, we're adding farms around it. Yes, exactly. Later on in the game, when you have all of the 6, you'll see on it, when the yatais, you see how they gather resources, right? And then they're sending a trader back home, and then they get 5% production speed with the trader hitting it. You do that 6 times, and every time it happens afterwards, you don't get production speed. So you can get a total of 30%. After that, you need to divert your Matsuri somewhere else. Let's say you are gathering, in this resource center down here with villagers. You want to get your stone, your berries, your wood, and you're maybe playing, in the Castle Age at this point. So maybe you're gathering a little bit of stone. In general, now you would click this button here, and all of the new yatais or the new traders coming out of the yatais will then go to this area instead.
So this will keep that 20 the collection speed and the bonus.
Yes, so then it of course needs to get the traders in again to get more production speed. But yes, this is exactly why you want to get that more production speed out here. You might also understand now that it's not really possible to get 50, 60 farms around this area here. It's really like a lot of area. Maybe it's more safe to build them over here. Because you have a keep here, or you have a lot of towers here from gathering gold anyways.
So we just don't go with one Matsuri, we can go for multiple ones to increase the efficiency.
We can go for
and
multiple.
send the traders where there are more workers.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah,
that's your H3 landmark typically. and then your H4 landmark would be sort of the hunt statue. Some people go second TC in H3, but it's really not necessary. It can be a good idea if you've lost a lot of villas to do it, and you want to play for the late game, but in general, you just want to hit your opponent back if you lose villagers. Your civilization has a very good base economy, and you can afford to take damage because of all this extra economy you have. So yeah, that is your base building in general. We can get more specific if you want to, like how you should wall. In general, it's a good idea to section off one part of your base. So let's say you have this base here, and you kind of think about, okay, which direction do I want to build my base? It's a lot safer and a lot easier to defend one side of your base instead of two sides. So let's say you want to go and gather these berries and these boar. Try to do that, and then eventually, when you are done with that, go to the other side. Don't do both sides at the same time, because if you're getting raided a lot, it's a lot harder to defend it. So the way I would do it is I would say, okay, I'm playing Feudal Age maybe for 14 minutes, and then I've gathered my boar and I've gathered these 2 berry packs. So when I'm done with that, I can now go to the bottom side, wall that up, and then my whole base is safe here in this south side of the base. And that's really what's important when you play the game in general, is to also understand that you're gonna eat the map in a certain order. And when you have to base defend, it's a lot easier to defend one side than two.
Yeah, so by putting the utilizing or consuming the resources ahead, I just protect it. And so because most of the workers are already there, so just protect there.
Yes. So yeah, that's kind of like the main things about this civilization. What do you think we go next?
Yeah, what about the age timings? Are there specific timing for each age? For example, when we can move from this feudal to this to castle, how to not invest much? I guess most of the good players like me or Platinum, they're just sometimes they're just over using or creating army in the feudal, and then they lose because their opponent go castle faster than them. So is there any specific timing that you could go, any trigger that you need now to go to castle age?
Okay, so with Sengoku, you're either going fast castle or you're making units and then taking the map, doing some damage, and then going castle. You're rarely winning the game in feudal age. A lot of the times you go castle. But when do you do it? If you're up against 2DC, you pretty much just go castle immediately. No units, almost. Maybe you go one estate and make one daimyo, right? Okay, so that's your castle age timing, typically around 7-8 minutes.
Yeah.
If you are playing a feudal metagame, where you're fighting for food, your opponent's making units and you're making units, then you are gonna make horseman, spear, yumi, or yari, yumi, spear, I should say, and those units, you will keep making them until you feel like you've secured and taken good trades, basically until you've gotten ahead. And ahead can be 5% ahead, it can be 10% ahead, it can be that you've taken a good fight. So you have taken out most of your opponent's army. So instead of doing a ram push like we did 5 years ago, you instead go for Castle Age, so that you can get your economy bonuses from Sake Brewery, Mount of Samurai, all those things that we want to get. If you instead just randomly go Castle Age, and your opponent makes units, and they see you go Castle Age, that's an opening for them to attack you. And the same other way around. If they randomly went Castle Age, and none of you are behind or ahead, then you can also attack them. Of course, that's really, really hard if you're making all your army and sitting in your base, and your opponent sits in their base or attacking you, and then they go Castle Age. So what you want to do is you want to be active. When you're active, it's a lot. Exactly.
And you have the Coca Township ability to see what they're doing. That's very easy.
It's very easy that way. If you see your opponent pulling their army back, just use that ability. Check what they're doing, right? Take your scout as well. Always have a scout around to look at what they're doing, right? This is something that maybe not everyone is too good at, But it's really, really important if you want to play the game and make the right decisions that you scout the opponent.
Yeah, I guess that's very clear. So shall we go
Yeah.
for a quick match? You play Sengoku,
Yeah, let's do it.
I will play my lovely Abbasid, I guess. Just a second.
Sure.
I will open. I'm on the game. I don't know if you have my ID. It's Carlos 7 Oz, if you can add me for a custom game or something.
Is it Carlos 7?
7-0, yes. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I see. Can you spell your name to me? Is it your Discord name?
It's the same exactly, but with 7 O's.
I got you. I found you.
Yes, I got it. Let's go.
Okay, let's play a game, and then you want to analyze it afterwards and talk about what happened, okay?
Okay, great. I will go on here. Try Arabia.
Alright.
I will go to, I don't know, I'll go 3TC.
You don't have to, just play your game. Probably don't go 3TC.
Yeah,
but that's
whenever
up
I
to
do
you.
3TC, I lose.
So let's
They
not
come
do
and they just
3TC.
destroy them all.
Yeah.
Let's see.
استعدوا ساعدني كما تريد.
مستعد. سأذهب. فارس، أنا أتحرك. كشاف، أصعد على ظهر الحصان. أمرك. ما الأوامر؟ أجل. كشاف بكل تأكيد. أمرك.
I love Royal Arabia.
بكل تأكيد. كما تشاء. بما تأمر.
Yeah, it's a good competitive map.
سأبني.
I guess it's balanced a lot.
فارس، أصعد على ظهر
Oh, now
الحصان.
I see your Matsuri.
مستعد. أنا أتحرك. أمرك. أمرك. بكل تأكيد. أيها القرويون، سأفعل. أبني. ماذا؟ أنقي. مستعد. ما الأوامر؟ سأنفذ.
ماذا؟
Should finish your mining camp.
ما الأوامر؟
Yes, I finished. I didn't finish. I was playing against Nomudan, and instead of building the mining camp, I built a mill, and he attacked me with one Japanese soldier.
كما تشاء.
Guess it was in
Hmm.
Pride Cup or something.
أجل.
Plus just, and instead of doing one upgrade,
أصعد
the
على ظهر
logistics one,
الحصان.
I chose the one that is building giving you the upgrades, the blacksmith upgrades, which I didn't need.
Oh yeah,
actually.
Master Smiths.
أمرك. ذاهب للتنقيب. كشاف. أمرك.
Yeah, Numudan's a good player.
Sorry?
I said Numudan's a good player. He'll beat most people in this world.
كما تشاء.
Yeah, there's no hard feeling. I was smashed in 15 minutes.
أجل. فارس، سأذهب.
Yeah, I'm hitting your pole and it's not attacking me, so it's passiving for everyone.
Yes.
أليس كذلك؟ أنصتوا.
أنصتوا كما تريد. كشاف سأنفذ. أمرك. أنا أتحرك.
Let's see.
ما حاجتك؟ سأعد ذاهبة الآن.
وصلت بالطبع كما تشاء. أمرك. الفارس مستعد. أعبر راكبا.
جاهزة للعمل. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
ما هي الأوامر؟ سأفعل.
أجل. مرحبا.
أوامرك يا سيد. سأركب. أسرعوا. أتحرك الآن. لدي مهمة.
الأوامر قادمة. بوسعي أن أفعل هذا اليوم.
الأعداء قريبون.
سأبدأ العمل.
ما هي الأوامر؟ أسرعوا. لدي مهمة. سيتم تشييد ذلك. أوامرك. أتحرك الآن.
Let's see what we are doing.
سأركب.
I'm tracking your yatai.
أعبر راكبا.
With town centers?
استعدوا جميعا.
Yes. Welcome, your scout.
نحن القرويون بحاجة
Give me
إلى
one sheep.
الأوامر.
If I was English, I would have gotten them.
الأوامر قادمة.
For sure.
ونلتقط
You can have them. It's fine.
مرحبا.
Come on, they are so generous. Okay, thanks.
No problem.
سيتم تشييد ذلك. لدي مهمة.
وصلت. أعبر راكبا. العدو.
القرويون هنا. سأبني هذا. أجل. مرحبا. القرويون هنا. لدي مهمة. ما حاجتك؟
ما حاجتك؟
أنا القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون.
ما حاجتك؟ أمرك يا سيدي. مستعد. ما أوامرك حالا؟ الفارس مستعد. العدو. لدي مهمة. لدي مهمة. سأبدأ العمل.
لدي مهمة.
ما هي الأوامر؟ أهجم الآن. الخيال تحت الهجوم. ما حاجتك؟
أجل. مرحبا. سأبدأ. أنا متجهة.
أجل. مرحبا. أجل. مرحبا. الخيانة مستعدون. وصل الكشافة. تتعرضوا للهجوم. الميليشيا. تحركوا أيها الجنود. ما حاجتك؟ جهزوا أنفسكم. للعمل. سأبدأ الحضارة. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
شدد جيدا.
مظبوط. الصيد جيد. أجل. نحن القرويون.
نحن القرويون بحاجة إلى الأوامر. تم جيد. جاهزة للعمل. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
جهزوا رماحكم. نتعرض لأفعل ذلك. معي كلكم.
الخيال مستثونة.
ارفعوا الرماح أيها الرماحون. سيروا.
أنصت. نحن تحت
استمعوا
هجوم.
بحرص كما تحت.
أجل. مرحبا.
الأوامر القادمة. تعلي هذا. القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون.
أجل أنا داخل. أغلق وامضوا إلى الأمام.
لدي مهمة. سأفعل. جاهزون. أيها الخيالة تحركوا. القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون.
الرماحون حاضرون.
القرويون هنا.
لدي مهمة. أتحرك الآن. أجمعوا الحظ.
وصلت الأصل. تحركوا يا رجال. تقدموا.
أصغوا. أنا أدخل. استعدوا.
أغلقوا أفواهكم. جهزوا. مفهوم. الرماح أفعل ذلك.
استعدوا جميعا. سأبدأ العمل.
اثبتوا كما تشاء. سأفعل. أنصتوا. اطلق. كلا. أيها الخيالة إلى الآن. أسمعك. أمرك كما تشاء. أيها الخيالة شدوا على المهامير.
استمعوا.
جاهز للعمل.
مستعد. وصلت الأوامر. جهز كما ارفع مفهوم. ارفعوا معي كل.
القرويون هنا.
جهزوا لمهام.
لدي مهمة. أمرك يا سيدي. مستعد. اثبتوا الآن. أيها الخيالة تحركوا. اضربوا بقوة. سأفعل. ما حاجتك؟ سأبدأ الآن.
جهزوا. سيروا أيها الرماحون.
لدي مهمة.
مرحبا. ما حاجتك؟
I hate mounted samurai.
لدي مهمة. أصغوا.
I hate two towns under.
مرحبا.
Yeah, I will try to survive as long as I can. Ah, not all of this.
الأوامر القادمة.
جاهزون. هيا بنا. جاهزون حالا. انتبهوا. سأنفذ.
ما حاجتك؟
القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون. أنصتوا. حاجتك؟
الرماح على الفور.
بحاجة إلى الأوامر. ثمة إصلاحات للقيام بها. سأفعل ذلك.
نحن القرويون بحاجة إلى الأوامر. حان وقت الاستكشاف. الأوامر قد استعدوا جميعا. سأبني هذا.
مستعدون.
أنا فرح. أصبر.
أصبر.
الملك الرماحون يتحركون.
استعدوا جميعا. كما تشاء.
مستعدون. امضوا إلى الأمام.
القرويون مستعدون وقفوا. أمرك يا سيدي. سأبدأ العمل.
استعدوا جميعا. تحركوا.
أصغوا. أتريد أن أنطلق الحطب؟
الأوامر قادمة.
ارفعوا الدماء أيها الرماحون. سيروا. جهزوا. هيا بنا أشد. الرماح أفعل ذلك.
الأوامر قادمة.
الميليشيا. ارفعوا أفعل ذلك. كما تأمر. على الفور. ارفعوا
أصغوا. سأفعل ذلك. أنا مفهوم. أمرك يا سيدي. استعدوا جميعا.
مستعدون.
أصغوا. حان وقت الاستكشاف. خريطة للعمل. استعدوا جميعا. حان وقت الاستكشاف.
أصغوا بآذانكم.
الأوامر قادمة. استعدوا تحركوا. أمرك. سأفعل. للحال. ثمة إصلاحات للقيام بها.
جهزوا. سيروا أيها الرماحون.
القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون.
الخلص بالحق.
أجل ذاهبة الآن. القرويون مستعدون وحاضرون. نحن القرويون بحاجة إلى الأوامر. القرويون هنا. أجل. عالم كما تشاء.
Gigi, I don't know if you're saying something, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? I'm so sorry.
Yes.
So I guess my
That's-
phone, my headset went down.
Yeah, I don't know if you were talking, but I didn't hear you for like 10 minutes maybe. So it's not. I wasn't trying to be rude. That's what I was trying to say. And I think I can't hear you again.
I'm sorry. I guess you can hear me now better. I guess 'cause
Yes.
Discord is doing some setup messing with my setup. So can you hear me now better?
I can hear you. I think you said you were running 2 laptops.
Yeah, because I'm using
Or
2
two
laptops. I guess this
computers?
is the issue with this.
It's
I must
because you have a
find one.
Bluetooth headset, so it keeps going from one to the other.
Yeah, the mic is keeping attached to another laptop. Exactly.
Yes.
So what did I
Yeah.
do wrong in a couple of minutes?
I mean, I think you were pretty much dead the moment that you started making units in H2. So H2, if you make units in H2, you only really do it if I'm making units in H2. I think you should share the game on your screen so
Yes.
the viewers can see it better,
Okay.
and then go through it.
This
But yeah,
is-
like your
this is
mistake was
very-
you made units in feudal, the units didn't do anything, and then I just built too many knights and I win.
Yes, exactly.
Normally, I think
Yes,
Abbasid
yes.
here would try to get second TC, and then they would go for fast castle. So they would click to castle age maybe at 8 or 9 minutes. So just no feudal age, just get golden age 1, and then go straight to next age.
So what if I didn't do a second TC?
Well, if you're not doing a second TC, then what are you doing with Abbasid? Are you going to go 1 TC aggression?
Yeah, military wing and then attack you, for example, and start doing this.
So then, in that situation, Sengoku plays feudal age as well. And then I make Yumi and Yari cavalry.
Okay. So
And
you're
then we just
taking
keep
it
fighting
purely
until I'm ahead.
and you have, but why aren't no? You are not using samurai or anything. They're useless, or it's not their game
No.
for now.
What samurai? Like normal samurai?
Yeah, no, not the mounted one. The melee, Dark Age or the feud.
You just don't make them in the current meta. They're not good. They're too slow, too expensive.
Yeah, I can see some people they're just doing going feudal and messing normal samurais and then attacking, and then in feudal you don't have crossbows or anything which can block them.
Yeah, but that doesn't work because if you have a very slow unit and your opponent has a very fast unit, every time you move on the map and move away from your base, the opponent has fast units that attacks you. So you can move to someone's base and then attack, and then you maybe do some damage, but you will also take damage.
Okay.
So you end up playing this cat and mouse game where you're running after your opponent all the time, and they just wait until you make a mistake.
Yeah, they keep messing samurai and then do the ranged armor +1, and then they can go even under the TC or something, and that's it. It's something like
Yeah, so-
Order of the Dragon.
So that's kind of like a low-level strategy. Essentially, what you want to do is make units, or if you have a good civ for it, just fast castle. You want to get to castle age quite quick. You don't want to end up in a situation where they have 20 or 30 men at arms and then you fight. You fight when they have like 3 or 5.
Yeah, they would keep like dropping them in your TC. So just make archers, or what can you do? Or just still go fast castle to face them. For example, with
Well,
Abbasid or
I would go fast castle against something like Order of the Dragon. If I see like a lot of men at arms coming in, then you can usually make horsemen and then try to do damage. But yeah, like it's a bit weird.
Okay, so here's I'm speeding it. 7 at the food, 4 at the gold. I did.
Are we talking about Abbasid or Sengoku?
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about Sengoku. I'm sorry. Let's have it quickly. So you build your yatai near you.
Yeah, so I built 3 yatais here, and I feel
There
pretty
was
good
one
doing
here.
that.
Yeah, there was one in here, the one that I saw. Yeah, exactly. And then there was one in here. And then
Yeah, so the
can-
build is basically the same as the YouTube channel, the one that you said you'd seen. So
Yes.
that's not really anything new here. The only difference is if I'm playing against French, for example, I'll usually just do 2 yatais because I need to get spears out. But yeah, like here I'm thinking
So-
you're going to go 2 town center, so I'm going to go Ryokan because I want a fast castle, like we talked about.
So you build your barracks in the feudal age, not in the dark age. If you're going against French or something.
Then I would build the barracks right now. before I'm feudal, but while I'm aging up.
So you'll take one villager and build it so you're ready for it.
Yes, so I do my standard build order, make you 2 yatais, and then I start aging up to feudal age. And during that age up, I will then make a barrack and spearman.
That's clear. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Valdemar. It was very helpful and fruitful, actually. As you know, we're preparing for the tournament next week. I guess I will play with Sengoku, because I have minimal chance of qualifying to a round of 8. So let's see. Thanks a lot for your time, and thanks a lot
Well,
for whoever was
you just
viewing.
got some good top 16 coaching here, so you can play a top 16 level as well yourself.
I
Easy.
hope I don't let you down.
Don't let me down, man.
I'll try my best to practice. So I guess our next session would be on Wednesday. I will update you. I guess we can go Macedonian or something.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate it. It was very helpful for me, at least. See you soon, inshallah. Have a nice day. Thanks a
See you,
lot.
man.
Sorry
Have a good one.
for making you awake till 11, I guess, your time, right?
It's fine. I go to bed at 2 a.m.
Okay, great. Have a nice night. Thank you so much.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Good night.
باي جود نايت. طيب احنا خلصنا كده واتطحنا في ثواني. شفنا الأخطاء الكتيرة. أظن فاست كاسل against بالعباسي against سينجوكو maybe the solution، يعني إن أنا اتطحنت في ثواني ومن كل حتة اللي ماونتد ساموراي ما بيموتش. فحتى 2 تي سي ما لحقتش أطلع الجمال. خشوا على طول. يلا شكرا لوقتكم. أتمرن بقى شوية ونشوف على خير بإذن الله. السلام عليكم.